Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cynical, and today for you guys got a very cool video to share with you guys. Currently, as of right now, 0.2 Birth by Sleep as well as Dream Drop Distance is currently playable at E3 2016, and both HMK and Skywardwing are currently at the event. Now, Skywardwing ended up recording his full playthrough of the 0.2 Birth by Sleep demo at E3, and I kindly asked him if I was able to use his footage to actually talk about it. In response, of course, he allowed me to do so, so I would highly suggest you guys go check out Skywardwing. His channel is going to be in the description below. I'm sure that very soon he's actually going to be getting a video out talking about his hands-on experience with the game, and that's probably something you do not want to miss out on. However guys, let's jump into the footage. And just in case you're wondering, no, there is actually no sound from the demo, so I will be doing a running commentary over the footage. Alright guys, so this is the start of the demo right here. As you guys can see, Sky is on the left and he looks very excited and intrigued to just jump into the demo. So as you guys can see, also on the left we have Dream Drop Distance right over here. So pretty much, I suppose at E3 you've got two different choices as to whether you want to play 0.2 Birth by Sleep or Dream Drop Distance. Now currently, as of right now, there is some Dream Drop Distance stuff out on the internet, and I will end up covering that eventually, but because of the fact that 0.2 Birth by Sleep is the newer title in 2.8, that's what we're going to be covering first. So first and foremost, you guys can see the title screen right here, the main menu for 0.2 Birth by Sleep. And what's interesting about this is it does have Premium Showcase below the logo. This is exactly what Kingdom Hearts 1 also had when that was first launching, and all around Japan there were all sorts of different video game shops that you could walk into that had the Premium Showcase. It's very cool though. The little effects on the home screen look awesome. You guys can see the Kingdom Hearts Corona and like the Wayfinder sort of icons like floating and stuff. It's really cool, and it is very interesting to see that Square Enix used the render of Aqua and not an illustrated art of Aqua for the main menu. So as we can see, this is the sequence that we saw in the trailer, and we then see the clock tower kind of just moving backwards, and as it's doing that, of course, the road to the Castle of Dreams ends up completely breaking, and of course, as you guys can see, the clock ends up moving backwards. Now, you guys will be noticing a few kind of newer shots here because, basically, you know, this is extended footage, right? This is extended footage because this is the full demo sequence. And now we can actually see the clock tower being a part of the Castle of Dreams and the gears behind Aqua. Now, in this sequence, basically, Aqua explains that she didn't have enough time, but the fact that there's no time in the Realm of Darkness, there's no real sense of time in the Realm of Darkness, only the clock tower. So she's basically saying that the only keep of time within inside of the realm at the moment is that clock tower up there. So as she strikes the gears end up flying up towards the clock tower, and she then goes into the sequence when she's like, okay, I need to find more gears, basically. So as you guys can see, yeah, the gears float into the clock tower, the handles start moving backwards, and a part of the road, as you guys will see right there, ends up rebuilding itself. So essentially the sequence in the game is trying to fix time so that we can basically build the bridge to get to the Castle of Dreams. Now the place that we explore is actually right behind Aqua, as you guys are going to see Sky move into just in a minute. So yeah, right behind us right there, as you guys can see, Sky's just trying out the controls. He tried out the guard right there, and it's really cool to see Aqua's guard come back because it's like one of the best. Now here's some combat. So as you guys can see right there, that was thunder, and you'll notice that the enemies actually, like, once they're hit with thunder, they continue to kind of be like getting staggered by the thunder effect, which is very interesting. There was actually this effect in Kingdom Hearts Recoded. So it's kind of cool how they decided to move that over into 0.2. You guys will also notice, like, when you come up to certain sequences in this game, sometimes the camera will pan in on the enemies, and we've seen this before with Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. So I'm thinking it's kind of like a new thing that Square Enix are implementing with the new Kingdom Hearts games. You just saw Sky use Kiraga. Kind of looks very similar to the way it looks in all of the Kingdom Hearts games. And you'll notice that knockback with the aerial recovery. Yes. Very, very Kingdom Hearts 2 reminiscent. I know, it's awesome. It's very, very awesome. Now, I was actually talking to Sky about the gameplay, and I was asking him exactly, like, you know, how is this feeling? Because I think this is a very important thing, you know. How exactly does the gameplay feel? Does it feel floaty like Birth by Sleep? Because, of course, Osaka Team are kind of known for making some floaty gameplay. There's a chest right there, as you guys can see. Or is it more fluid like Kingdom Hearts 2? And I think a lot of people want the gameplay to feel like Kingdom Hearts 2. And Sky was actually saying that it's not quite as fluid feeling as Kingdom Hearts 2, but it's not as floaty as Birth by Sleep. So it's a little bit in between. As you guys can see the tweet on screen right there, that's what Sky said. So that is actually very interesting. It's a little bit of both, and I suppose that's fine because this still is a Birth by Sleep title. We still are, you know, playing as Aqua, and it seems to be her movesets are sort of similar to that of how she is in Birth by Sleep anyway. So yeah, so you guys will notice right there, Sky has now found the second gear, and I suppose like once you just find the gears in the sort of world space, you just simply like swipe them and they'll fly up to the clock tower, and bit by bit, each gear you get, the road will fix itself. So you guys will be also noticing like the new enemies as well. This thing right here, it's a little bit of like a flying Heartless thing that like shoots these little projectiles. Very, very cool. And just as Sky's like kind of walking through these environments, I have to say, like, they look absolutely beautiful. The little flowers, like, on the houses by the windows. This little area right here, I think, is really, really impressive. It's simply just some covered area, but you guys will notice there's like pots and stuff full of like vegetation and all that. So I thought that was really, really cool. So Sky's now making his way up the path that we saw in the distance of the footage that we were given in the new 2.8 trailer. It is a path, so now that we know that, that's really, really cool. You guys will also notice that little kind of beam that Sky just walked across, Aqua was kind of hopping across it as if she was balancing on it. So once again, different environmental kind of structures and objects look like they sort of work differently with the character's animation sometimes, which once again sort of seems like Kingdom Hearts, the next generation of Kingdom Hearts, has sort of interactive environments, which is just fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Once again, going back to the attention to detail, this place looks beautiful, man. Like all of the blue neon-y things, it's crazy. Right here, Sky has actually unlocked the focus gauge, and yes, it is confirmed this gauge right here is actually used to use Shotlocks. So Shotlocks, they're returning, and as you guys can see right here, Sky's actually going to use one. This Shotlock, to me personally, actually reminded me, actually no, he doesn't use the Shotlock right here, ended up missing that one. But yeah, the Shotlocks actually remind me of Prism Rain, which is actually one of the Shotlocks that Aqua can use in Birth by Sleep. I thought quite a cool thing right here is time slows down when you're using the Shotlocks, which is great. It's absolutely great. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Prism Rain, actually. It's one of Aqua's stronger Shotlocks in Birth by Sleep. But yes, time slows down when you're using Shotlocks. That's great, because in Birth by Sleep, everything would still be running real time, and it would just be the biggest pain in the ass trying to, like, not get hit by this mob of enemies, but, like, trying to lock onto them at the same time. So that's really, really cool. I think that's a really nice effect, that time actually slows down. Gives you a little bit of breathing space. This enemy right here, we saw this guy in the trailer. It looks like he just spits out fireballs, so really, he doesn't look that deadly. But you guys will notice that the animations for the Heartless, when they get knocked back, they kind of bounce all over the place, which I think is really, really cool. I also would say, like, judging from this footage and like how the sort of Heartless react to your hits and stuff, ragdoll physics aren't exactly a thing in the game still. And you know, I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't believe like Kingdom Hearts really needs realistic ragdoll physics anyway. Perhaps maybe on some certain attacks with inside of Kingdom Hearts 3 there might be some ragdoll physics, because judging by a few things that we've actually seen in the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers, it kind of looks like there is ragdoll physics present, but it's still very too early to judge. Another thing that's really cool is you guys will notice that Sky has been jumping all over the roofs with inside of this area, and that just goes to show that Square Enix are kind of focusing a lot more on the exploration side of each world space this time around for the next generation of Kingdom Hearts. I think that's really, really cool, because Kingdom Hearts really has never been that type of game where you can like sort of explore wide open areas. You know, like Kingdom Hearts has always put you on a very direct path, unless it's of course deep jungle in Kingdom Hearts 1, but yeah, still to the point. We know that world spaces are going to be massive in this game. Not exactly 0.2 Birth by Sleep, but of course Kingdom Hearts 3. Of course 0.2 Birth by Sleep is just really giving us a taste, but still to the point. It's really, really cool to see that, you know, we can jump on roofs, and we can go into back alleys, and we can go into all these areas that we don't necessarily need to go to, but can just go to because of the fact that, you know, the developers put it there. I think that's really, really awesome. Once again, you know, just going back to the whole attention to detail thing, it's crazy, man. Like, all of the little kind of rocks all over the ground, the lighting, just looks absolutely beautiful. So, right here, Sky is going to be collecting the very last cog. It's going to go up to the clock tower and fix the road. And this then transitions us into the sequence where we're coming up to the swarm of Shadow Heartless. And yeah, it's really impressive. Like, look at that. The grounds and all the different chunks of the ground coming together. I think that's amazing. I also noticed at the end of Aqua's combos, some of them, she actually performs this kind of like blast attack where like multiple kind of magic balls come out of the ground and like shoot up. So it looks like that actually activates at the end of some combos. Right now, Sky is actually using Spellweaver, which is really cool. Not just the finisher of it. Now we're actually seeing like a full sequence of Spellweaver. And it looks like it actually works exactly like how Spellweaver works in Birth by Sleep. And I really don't have any complaints about that, because Spellweaver's always been really, really cool. It looks a little bit more like pretty and flashy. And so it should be, because, you know, this is a next generation Kingdom Hearts title. You'll also notice Sky just hit one of the lamps, and in my analysis I did mention that it looks like the lamps can be hit, and different things with inside of the environment can sort of be hit, and like certain things will happen to them. So when Sky hit that lamp, it looks like the light sort of faded. For what reason, as to like why you would want to hit the lamps, I've got no idea. Perhaps maybe they drop HP orbs or something like that. Not really too sure. And also, just back there, Sky ran over a little water puddle, and yes, a splash came up when Aqua walks over the puddle. That's amazing. So right here we've got the Heartless Shadow Swarm, which is really, really cool. And just like I said in my analysis, it looks like it is one giant big enemy, and as Sky is actually sending out his Shotlocks, you'll notice that each time a Shotlock actually hits the swarm, or he just attacks the swarm in general, Shadow Heartless kind of like fall out of the swarm, and they do try to run back into the swarm to build it up again. So that's really, really cool. I was also asking Sky about, you know, the frame rate, you know, for like the game, and I was asking, you know, it's obviously 30 frames per second, right? He was saying yes, it is 30 frames per second. In some instances, it was a little bit laggy, and I can sort of notice that this is a very, very flashy game. There's a shitload of particles going on. Tons of lighting effects, you guys can see that. But he was saying that most likely this is probably just a demo thing, and that hopefully in the full game these little kind of laggy things will be fixed. So fingers crossed to that. But he was saying yes, 30 frames per second. Don't really have too many complaints about that. I have played Kingdom Hearts in 60 frames. I have to say it does feel very good, and I think that if Square Enix officially made the games in 60 frames, they'd do an amazing job. But Kingdom Hearts really doesn't need to be in you know, like 60 frames per second. I think 30 frames works absolutely fine. So yeah, as basically Sky is cutting down the health of the swarm, you guys will notice the swarm kind of starts acting like manic. It starts panicking around and like flailing itself and stuff. So yeah, it appears like it gets more dangerous as its health decreases, which is actually very cool. So I believe this is actually the end of the gameplay part of this area, and whether or not this is actually like all of the gameplay, I really don't know. I highly doubt it, because I'd say, yeah, there's probably going to be a major boss for this title. So like basically after this sequence when she meets up with Terra, there'll probably be a boss after that. I'm hoping there's going to be a whole nother gameplay section after this and then the boss, because that would seem really, really short. I do understand, of course, that this is a mini episode and there's probably going to be quite a few cutscenes, but I think that, you know, Square Enix should probably focus more on gameplay rather than cutscenes, even though this is a new title and I do understand that. So yes, this is the sequence where basically Terra walks out of nowhere, and what is cool, we actually do get to see Terra here. So yeah, that's really, really cool. So there we go. There's Terra. He looks awesome. You should be in the realm of light. So yeah, as we were kind of discussing about and speculating about, that is indeed not actually Terra. It is just a memory. So this is what the realm of darkness does. It's yeah, it can kind of like play havoc with your mind, and memories can become physical objects. So I think, yeah, a lot of people are actually thinking that because of the fact that, you know, Terra's current state is not a good one, and I think that's why a lot of people were confused when they saw Terra's like foot come out of nowhere, and they're like, yo, Terra's coming back, how can this be? So yeah, as we can see, Aqua is now making her way up the stairs, and that is the end of the demo. Thank you for playing, as you guys can see right there. So from what I've seen and from what I've heard so far, this game is looking really, really cool. What I really can't get over so far is, without a doubt, the way the game is currently looking. I think Kingdom Hearts, the next generation of it, just looks absolutely stunning and breathtaking. But from what I was talking about with Sky, he had a really good time with it. He said it was really, really fun. It felt absolutely fantastic. So, however guys, that is some of the E3 2016 0.2 Birth by Sleep gameplay. Once again, I just want to say a massive thank you to Skywardwing, my good friend. He allowed me to, of course, use this footage. So once again, like I said at the start of the video, guys, definitely go check him out. I'm sure that in the coming days, he will get his hands-on experience thoughts to do with the 0.2 Birth by Sleep demo. However, guys, I've been Cynical, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.